What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting from the D. TMZ is in the algorithm, so let's talk about it. This was an interesting one because it had an update to it. So TMZ, they were, live streaming. There were cheers coming from the back while they were live on air. Around that time, news had came down. Trump had made the announcement that Charlie Kirk had passed away. There was some very clear and obvious laughing and cheering and maybe even a little bit of clapping, I think, that came from the back. And Harvey and the other gentleman, I'm not sure what his name is, but he's been there a long time. The guy, dreadhead brother, he's one of the OGs, if not one of the day ones up in there. So they were kind of looking sick about it. The dread guy went to go see what it was about. I did see that he kind of slinked away to go see what was going on. People believed, based on the timing of it all, that this was about Charlie Kirk. And so they decided to come back on and talk about it. They assured the audience that is not what happened. Nobody was cheering about the announcement of Charlie Kirk's demise, and that anybody who would cheer or laugh or celebrate that in any way, shape, or form wouldn't work there. Now, that people were already sketchy about this as it is. They weren't really buying what he was selling. And he said, and honestly, him being a lawyer, he should have knew better. He should have just kind of, cut it there and not gave details. But he claimed that they were in the back watching a car chase, and something that happened during the car chase is what the commotion was about. So it just so happens that there was indeed a car chase. There was a car chase, and if it's the car chase that he was talking about that people found, the announcement came over the air during the car chase that Charlie Kirk had passed away. So he somewhat confirmed what the suspicions were, that's what they were laughing about, that's what they were celebrating about. And this is not a good look, I must say, because he got up there on stream, on air, and basically lied to everybody. People even went as far as observing the clock that's in the background and comparing it to the timestamp that was during the live news feed of the chase. And when they lined them up, it was the same time. The time on air where the announcement of what happened to Charlie Kirk, or that he passed away, was announced on air, matched up with the clock in the background at TMZ for when they started cheering and celebrating. So he was not being truthful. He definitely lied. There's people that are upset about this, and they're looking for accountability. They want the people to be fired and whatnot. And I wouldn't hold my breath on that. I really wouldn't. Did he lie? It appears so. But you guys don't know who specifically were the people celebrating. You have no idea. He's not spoken about this since it happened. He's not said anything. He's not, the new evidence that has been presented. It's pretty damning. And there's nothing that he could say. I mean, he came up and he was not honest. And people, through some light sleuthing, were able to match up the clock in the background there at TMZ with the clock during the live chase cam. There was nothing that happened during that chase, mind you. I saw the video. There was nothing that happened during that chase that anybody would have started, celebrating about. The only thing that happened during that time period, and it was literally the same time, is that announcement came out. So even if Harvey were to address it again and admit he lied, he wasn't honest or whatever, he can say he terminated the people who were all back there. But there's no way that you'll know for sure, because if he lied about that, them celebrating, then he would possibly lie about terminating them too. I mean, honestly, I didn't believe it when he was telling it. He says that, you know, he understands that the timing was what it was, and he apologized for that. I was not buying it. And I mean, he's hurt his credibility. Well, let's just be for real here. You know, Harvey, to my understanding, he's a gay man. TMZ, a lot of the stuff that they've written is very clearly that of a left-leaning organization. I don't think he really cares anything about the whole Charlie Kirk situation. He couldn't care less. If he's annoyed about anything, it's due to the fact that they were so loud to where it leaked into the world that they don't care. He doesn't. I mean, think about this. If that's the feelings of his staff, it's not hard to believe that he shares those same sentiments, because why else would he hire these type of people? So if you're expecting the staff at TMZ, or several staff, however many, because it sounded like it was a room full of people, if you're expecting them to be let go, join the ranks of leftists that have been terminated from their job, I wouldn't hold my breath. I wouldn't count on that. I think this is going to be one of the ones that people are going to have to just let go, because as I said, he can come back out addressing it, saying that he fired them, but would you really believe it? You know, really, now that he sat up and was dishonest to your face, if he was to come out and say now, oh, okay, I let them go, I understand, you know, that I shouldn't have did that, I was just trying to keep the peace, I was trying to smooth things over, whatever his reasoning may be, and he's like, you know, to right this wrong, I let the people that were in that room go. Would you really believe him now? Especially since you have no way to confirm if he really let them go or not, because you have no idea who it was that was in that room. Just saying, bit of food for thought. So, you know, it's really disgusting that you have people that are out there really celebrating the passing of somebody, even if it's somebody that you don't agree with. But that's the world that we live in. A lot of people really love Charlie Kirk, but conversely, when you're a public figure, you know, you're out there doing your thing, you're gonna attract a lot of haters too. Some of them will be very outspoken in their dislike for you, and some will be covert, kind of like ops. That's that though. I'm gonna leave it there, you guys. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. Hit me in them comments. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.